All right, it's been an hour and a half now. I'm going to go ahead and pull my tape off. I'm going to lay it here so I can come back to it if I need some excess. And you see how it's rolling off the edge, but it's rolling slow because it's thicker now? Mm-hmm. This will be a thicker edge for us. Come on, baby. There you go. Now, I'll go ahead and get my finger primed up with this. I want to go ahead and just like rub this edge so it has a nice prime on it. Make sure those edges are nice and primed, otherwise you'll have dry spots. Now earlier I said a nice Carrera. I'm really not shooting for Carrera. I'm really shooting for Quartz, and it really does have a nice Quartz look. I just misspoke, so... I'm going to sit here and I'm going to baby this for a little while. Okay, so I waited about another 20, 25 minutes since I pulled off my dams. So now we're almost at the 2-hour point. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take some of this extra epoxy off the table here. And I'm just going to go ahead and rub my edges again. And hopefully this will help build it up. And take some of those drips underneath and run them back in. Get over here and get some more of this epoxy off of the tape. Just rub that edge. And this is going to be probably my last rub because it's really starting to get sticky. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. The other beautiful thing about dams, just so you know, is if you're doing like real veining, like hardcore veins, and you want them to run off your edge so it looks like it's going all the way through, you can build up your color of your vein in that dam. And then when you release it, the vein will roll over with it. She doesn't really want a lot of veining, so I'm not worried about that for her. But this will still be pretty good. And I'm dying to see how that Johnson's wax, what is it called? Paste wax works for the drips. Man, if all I could do is just scrape them off real quick, not having to tape, that would be absolutely amazing. So, all right, I'm going to leave this alone because you know what you got to do with epoxy eventually? You just got to forget about it. We'll come back later on. We'll show you. In fact, I will show you right now because I think that's a pretty close match to what she's looking for. What do you guys think? All right, so I went ahead and recreated. It's now the next day. It's about 22, 23 hours later. And I went and took a picture side by side. And I sent this to my customer. And she says she likes this better, which is great because this is the one I just recently did. This one I did for her back in like November, you know. So we're going to go with this. Now, I don't know who you are, but I love you to death. Thank you for your idea. I did a little test sample. You guys are all going to get your brains blown out of this. Look how stupid simple this is. There you go. Never sand or drip again. This is the bomb. Wipe your boards down 4 inches in. You don't even have to do 4 inches. Make sure it's nice and shiny. Look at that. It's gone. Now, I know I pulled a little bit of my primer off. I probably only put 1 coat on here because it was the back. I didn't care. I'll go ahead and prime this again. Then I'm going to use some polyacrylic just to seal it because ultimately, this is going to be hanging up in the front yard or staked in the ground in the front yard. And it's going to have lettering on it. I'll show you all that when I get to it. But till the pour, you all have a good day. And remember, that was easy.